And with us now is Dr. Amish Adalja, senior scholar at the Johns Hopkins University Center for Health Security. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Who can and should get the booster now, and when can we all expect to have access to a third shot?
Right now, what the CDC and the FDA have decided is that there are certain people who have severe immunosuppression, just like your prior guest, people who've had an organ transplant, a kidney, a liver, a lung, a heart transplants, or the equivalent. So that could be people that have rheumatoid arthritis, for example, and are on certain injectable immunosuppressants. That's where they're seeing a benefit to getting a third dose, or actually changing the primary series. So instead of 2 doses, those individuals should just get 3 doses up front. That's what the decision has been made. That's what the decision has been made. And it's been based on the fact that those individuals don't seem to respond in terms of antibodies the way people with normal immune systems do. And we're going to have to see what that actually translates to in a benefit clinically. Does that prevent breakthrough infections? Does it prevent severe breakthrough infections? When it comes to the general public, people who have a normal immune system, to me, the threshold is seeing people get breakthrough infections that land them in the hospital. That's not really happening to a high degree. I think it's important to prepare for boosters and to come up with a plan to get them quickly approved and to distribute them. However, I don't think we're ready to pull the trigger for the general public yet. We may see certain select groups like nursing home residents, healthcare workers, the elderly. But remember, the vaccines are holding up really well when it comes to what matters, and that's preventing serious disease, hospitalization, and death.
For those who are eligible or about to be eligible, can you just sign up to get the shot? Do you have to get permission from your doctor first? Do you need to prove that you're immunocompromised?
It's going to probably vary from vaccination center to vaccination center. Most places are just going to give you that third dose if you show up. Some places may want some documentation, but in general, we want to make this easy for people who are immunosuppressed so that they can just go and get their third dose, get their little card updated, and be on their way. So hopefully there's not very much friction to do this and not much bureaucracy. And I think that's how we want it to be, because we want these people to get protected and to have that peace of mind that they've got pretty good protection against severe disease if they get that third dose.
I want to talk to you about hospitalizations among people in their 30s. They've now reached a new record. Does that surprise you? Does that concern you?
What we're seeing is the Delta variant is really going after anybody that's not vaccinated. And while it's true, older people usually are the ones that get hospitalized, we have people in their 30s that have high-risk conditions for hospitalizations. There may be people that are obese, people with diabetes, people with asthma. There are other conditions there that make it likely that a 30-year-old could get hospitalized. It's rare, but it's going to occur, especially with a more contagious variant, because that variant is everywhere. And if you're not vaccinated, it will find you.
Back to the booster shots now. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place here, but is it ethical? The WHO put out a statement saying that they would like a moratorium on booster shots when a lot of poor countries, we just did reporting on Haiti, where they haven't had any shots yet. Is it ethical to start giving boosters in rich countries when poor countries don't even have access to the first?
It's a difficult question, because when you look at the pandemic trajectory, what we're trying to do is remove the ability of the pandemic to threaten hospital capacity. And even in the United States, if you look when you give people boosters, it's not likely to change the trajectory or how this pandemic unfolds. It's really getting first doses and second doses into people that's most important to put the pandemic in the rearview mirror. And that's definitely true in the world where there's such low levels of vaccination. So this is something that I think is difficult, and it doesn't necessarily square with the way the WHO is looking at this pandemic, because what their goal is to tame the virus globally. And that should be our goal in the United States as well. So I would say getting first doses into people in Mississippi is probably more important overall than getting third doses into people in Vermont, for example.
All right, Dr. Adalja, we appreciate having you tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.